We are finally starting the grind to Immortal. My peak last act was Ascendant 3. We had like an insane win streak and then we began to lose some and we basically made our way back to Diamond 3. But luckily before the act ended, I was able to get back up to Ascendant 1. We have 5 placement matches to play and I'm hoping that we can at least get Ascendant. I just don't want to get Diamond. And of course the first game of this act is on Crowd. So we started the game off on defense, and when I play smokes on Abyss, I like to play around mid so that way I can easily smoke for the team. It seemed like our Phoenix and Waylay wanted to push B main, but unfortunately it didn't quite go the way it was meant to. Like our Phoenix just flashed himself and I have no comments about the Waylay. We were basically just left in a 3v5 situation which we didn't quite clutch up. The next round the enemy team were pushing A site. Oh, we're gonna get flashed through this, I can feel it. What the fuck?
Nice.
I'm gonna flash, wait.
One more.
Left.
Watch this. 1, 2, 3. The vision was there, the execution was imperfect, but you know, we won the round, that's all that matters. Okay, my plan is, I think I'm just gonna smoke this off and just sort of like take some mid control.
Drop in a smoke.
Because they haven't tried mid yet. And it turns out they weren't even mid, they decided to all push B main again. And this clip right here is a prime example of why aim training matters. Like, I could have got this, like, it would have been so nice. But no, I just suck. But regardless of that, I think we could have got that if the fade was actually helping out. Like, come on.
Bro, guys, what the fuck? Rotate, don't pick, rotate.
At this point in the game, I think all of us were just playing so afraid. Like, we were just giving these guys so much space. And I think because of that, we were just getting absolutely smacked.
Okay, bro, what the fuck?
Last player standing.
I had my ultimate this round, so I just wanted to get onto site before the enemy team flooded onto it. I was able to secure at least 2 kills, which, in my opinion, I think basically won us the round, you know. Our attack wasn't much better either.
Close. Too close.
Spike down B.
Oh my god, my ping. What the fuck?
Last player standing.
Now that I'm watching this back, I realized that round could have been winnable. For whatever reason, I decided to swing even though I knew there was like at least 2 guys to my left. And it wasn't because I knew it was going to be a good fight, because it wasn't a good fight. It was because I knew the round was already lost. That there is not a good mindset at all. It doesn't help me improve, and it definitely won't help me when I need to rank up. So I know that I need to fix it. Which brings me to the things that I need to learn in Valorant. And number 1 would be patience. Like, imagine if I had the patience and just stayed tucked into this corner. This would have probably made the Raze and the Omen feel a lot more nervous and put the pressure onto them. And I am sure that the Raze would have swung me eventually. And if she did, the gunfight would have been so much easier because I'm the one holding the angle. Best case scenario, I'll win the gunfight against the Raze, which buys time for the chamber to make it into B main. At this point, the Omen would have been focused on me and it would have granted our chamber a free kill. We then had 2 options. We could have planted on B or we could have rotated to A. It would have been a 2v2 situation which we could have potentially won. So main key takeaway for myself, and I guess if you also struggle with this, is just being more patient and not rushing gunfights which don't really work out in your favor.
I've got your trail.
Last player standing.
Target down.
1 enemy remaining.
Nice! Oh my god, take one.
Although we were able to win a couple more rounds, we ultimately ended up losing.
Defenders win.
My performance wasn't really the greatest, but it wasn't the worst either, so let's just jump straight into the next one. Okay, we are on Pearl for our second match, and I'm gonna go for the Bandit. I did use it in like a TDM or something, but I haven't played it in like an actual game yet. Let's see how it goes. Oh my god! Although I shot the Yoru clone, I guess I was able to redeem myself by getting the Sky. I noticed that my Jet and my Phoenix were entering site, so I just quickly rushed some smokes. Now, I'm not afraid to admit that this round was probably on me because I don't think this smoke here was the best. I should have smoked off Link instead, because if I did smoke off Link, the enemies wouldn't have been able to just run onto site and just take us all out.
Last player standing.
So the game plan for the next round was just to do a bit of lurking. I wanted to get at least behind the enemies before they all sort of flood onto site. Although I came as fast as I could, I was just left in a 1v2 situation.
One enemy remaining.
Just wait for him to get close.
After this clutch, I honestly felt unstoppable. So of course I did the same thing again. You know, until somebody actually punishes me for it, I was just planning on keeping this going.
Oh, this is risky. This is risky.
By the time I arrived to site, we were in a 2v1 situation. Spike was down. I was trying my best to play off the sky, but unfortunately bro died. But you know me, do I clutch, do I not clutch? Obviously I'm gonna clutch. You guys know who I am.
Nice, good job.
I was taking my role as being, you know, a lurker seriously. So as soon as we got site, I was also watching flank. And you know, it was working, okay? It was working. I don't know what it was this game, but my only time that I really shined was during attack. Like my defense performance kill-wise was absolutely trash. Like I got a couple of kills once in a while. Smoked for my team. You know, the moments where I really needed to clutch up, I did.
Blinding. Shadows traveling.
One enemy remaining.
So let's just ignore my stats and just know that I was such a great team player, okay? The next game we were on Breeze. This was my first time playing ranked with the rework and I was looking quite forward to it.
Volley.
Spike down A.
Refreshing.
One shot.
One enemy
That's a
remaining.
kill. Right.
Oh! Oh my god.
Honestly, I could have got this over if my aim was just a little bit better. It wasn't even the aim, it was just like the positioning on my crosshair. Like I should have been holding it wider instead of like holding it like super tight. But yeah, that's another thing I want to get better at in Valorant, so I'm gonna put that down for point number 2. To quickly summarize the rest of this Breeze game in a nutshell, it wasn't a good experience. My aim was just so shaky
Critical
and trash. Shaky and trash.
Bro, how is he not dead?
And I only have myself to blame because I don't deathmatch. You know what? I'm gonna add that to my list as well. Daily death matches. That's what I need. As well as my aim just being absolutely horrible, I was also just slowly starting to crash out.
Bro, come on, man. Bro, how?
Anyways, long story short, surprise, surprise, we ended up losing the game. And the performance, once again, doesn't look great. But, you know, we played the same as like half of the team. So, you know, I don't think that was on me. The next placement game I had was on Abyss. And let me just give you a little spoiler. It did not start off well. Now, what I got from the first 2 rounds was that the enemy team was playing really aggressive and they were taking whatever space they could. So in my head, I thought that if our entire team are just playing all A main and all B main, like it's not going to work. I felt like that we should be playing slower and trying to get some picks before actually committing to a site. You might be thinking, what am I doing B main by myself as an initiator? But I did make the call about playing slow a bit and my team just decided to go A again, which didn't work, clearly. But luckily, I was able to get a pick.
If you can get a kill. There we go. Off to BB go.
My team was at least smart enough to rotate over, but unfortunately I didn't quite clear the site properly, so I got sat down by this Astra. Now we should have probably won this round, but unfortunately we didn't. I decided to do like the same thing again. For some reason my team just loves going A. Like B is working. Like let's just stick with B, but I guess not. I was able to get this Reyna again, and at this point we sort of had a B site to ourselves.
Don't throw this. It's 3v1 or 3v2.
I just can't believe that Yoru has the audacity to talk about throwing when this was him last round. Me, I would never throw. You know what? Any 1v1 I'm in, I'm killing them.
One enemy.
Just like that, we were able to finally secure ourselves around. And you know me, I'm doing the same thing again. I'm sitting this Reyna down. Somehow, I'm so bad. Like, I'm honestly so bad watching my aim. I don't even know how I'm getting this guy. Like, not gonna lie, B site was basically free, but my team just loved going A. Chamber's trip wasn't even up, so 2 of them are just dead. And I had to travel across the entire map to get Spike, and I'm in a 1v2 situation, and I know it's a loss. Honestly, getting this Reyna was the only thing I wanted to do this game. Like, it was all I was focused on. My team decided to go mid this round and got absolutely smacked, and I was left in a 1v2 again. But guess what? My team, finally, they come B with me.
One enemy remaining.
Jet slow.
Last player standing.
40.
And we end up winning the round. Let's go. We were able to win a couple more games on attack, and then it was time for defense. I honestly whiffed like all my shots, but I just didn't expect them all to just be out already. We weren't really playing aggressively A main, so we just kind of had to sit backside, which wasn't really working because Waylay would just dash on and would get flashed. So I was finding it kind of hard to hold the site, but luckily this round our Reyna just popped off. Now this round really highlights the importance of keeping a connected chain. I'm not sure where I remember hearing this term from. The main idea is to make sure that you've all got each other's backs covered and there's no gaps that the enemies can sort of slip through. We had 2 of our teammates die mid. I was just about to like head over towards mid to hold it as well, but I realized that A was open and somebody could basically sneak up to heaven as well. So I made my way back, and I was so glad I caught the whiff of that because that's exactly what this Reyna was doing. Now, if I never made it back in time, or if I wasn't actually holding A main properly, the Reyna probably could have got up to heaven and got the omen, so we could have potentially lost this round. The rest of the rounds weren't too bad as I got better at like sort of handling their push, and ultimately we did end up winning the game. So basically this is how our unranked progress is looking like so far. We've lost 2 and we've won 2. I'm a bit ashamed of my performance. Like, they've all been negative. Look at my KD. I'm negative KD. For my last placement game, unfortunately Initiator was taken and somebody else wanted to play Smoke, so I was in a bit of a pickle. So I thought, me, Duelist, let's give it a go. Well, we're playing Raze, and I don't know how to entry.
On my mark.
Hopefully there's not a Raze nade. Yep, I was expecting this. And let's just talk about how amazing this entry was. Like, just look at me go. If you couldn't tell, I'm not being serious. I do think my nade should have just went backside instead. I don't know what I was doing.
Last player standing. Flawless.
Bro, I can't believe our entire team is getting smacked. We're getting bullied. You know, I'm just gonna go. What's the worst that can happen? What is the worst that can happen? Oh my god, that's the worst that could happen.
Round 5 wasn't that great either. We had 3 teammates die hookah and I was just whiffing my shots. But luckily we were able to start winning some rounds in attack and we're slowly starting to bring this game back.
Go chip or ICD.
Back like I never left.
Last player standing.
1 2 2 clear.
1 enemy remaining.
Satchel out.
Clutch.
It was then time for defense and I absolutely got sat down by this Reyna. But luckily our chamber was kind of goated and just clutched up the round.
Ooh, let's go.
Since we won pistol round, I decided to be an absolute menace with the arrows. Next round I got a nice like opening kill and I wanted to ult, but this KO ult threw me off. Like, I was so lost. Oh, I'm so confused, man.
My turn.
There ain't no way this guy like wraps around.
30 seconds left.
The hunt's over.
It was then 8-10 and things were starting to look a little hopeful. Somehow I was able to get this KO while being fully blinded.
Okay, oh man.
And our chamber was able to clutch up the last round for us.
1 enemy remaining.
My ult is ready.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Let's go. Honestly, did not think that was going to be a win, but we won. Considering the fact that I barely played Duelist, I think I didn't play too bad. Okay, I got my trades. I just don't want to get diamond. I don't deserve this. Diamond 2. What?
So we ended up getting placed Diamond 2, which isn't too bad considering my overall performances in these placement games. But anyways, I do hope that you guys did enjoy this video. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and drop a like if you haven't already. But yes, the journey to Immortal has finally begun. I am finally locking in and we are grinding to get there, okay? So I'll see you guys in the next one.